Right, let me just get this up. Okay, so let's go back there. You have 4 questions to answer on coastal landforms and processes on OS maps. And I'm going to indicate where you can find the maps in each of these instances. The exercises will also go up in a PDF document on Teams, so you can zoom in on that and it should be able to see some of the detail of them. Basically, all I'm going to do now is talk through how you answer those exercises. You're going to find it difficult to answer them properly unless you watch this, basically. Okay, so the first question, you will find this map. You'll find this map on your book, pages 172, and the first 2 questions opposite it, and I've added a 3rd question. Okay, so examine the Ordnance Survey map, blah blah blah. Identify the following features using a 4-figure grid reference. Please pay attention to that. Okay, so it's only a 4-figure grid reference. You need to do a sandspit. So basically any part of the sandspit, give a 4-figure grid reference for that. So here's the sandspit. Okay, I'm not going to give you all the answers, but you just give a 4-figure grid reference for a chunk of the sandspit. So this part here would probably be the best one to do, or this part here. Okay, a beach, so you're looking for a grid square with some yellow beach in it. A wave cut platform. Okay, I'm going to show you this one because this actually wasn't in the presentation. Can you see down here off the coast, there's an area of shallow water. That's the wave cut platform. So I need the 4-figure grid reference for that box. And then finally a bay. And again, just give me a 4-figure grid reference for any of the boxes that are in the bay. Next one then, very importantly, identify the following feature and give a 6-figure grid reference. 6, please. So a cliff. So you need to find an area of the coast where the contour lines are quite close together, indicating a cliff. You need to give one for a headland, and on this map here, look at the naming. So do you remember before I said if the word head is there, but also if you find the bay, the headland should be directly next to it. And a sea stack. And a sea stack are those little islands off the coast. Okay, so that's 2. 3 then, what coastal process is happening at Z? So Z is over here and the arrow is going with it. So remember, your coastal processes are erosion, transportation, or deposition. I want the specific coastal process that's happening at Z, and the fact that there's an arrow there should give you an indication. Okay, now I think the easiest way to do this would be to pause this now, go get your copy, write in question 1, 1 A, B, C, D, E, there's no A, 2 A, B, C, and then 3, and then write down all the answers and then transfer it into the assignment afterwards. So I think it's much easier to do off the screen if you can, otherwise you'd just be doing it with PDF without the clues. So if I were you, I would be pausing me after each one of these and writing down the answer. Question 2 then. So this map is also in your book on page 10. And you won't find the questions there because I've made up the questions, so but you can use the map if you find it clearer. So again, drawing your attention to the fact that it's 6-figure grid references for a beach, so you're looking for the yellow. For a cliff, contour lines close to the edge, and remember there's no point, like these contour lines are close together, but that's not a cliff because it's not along the coast. For a sea stack and for a headland, so they should be relatively straightforward. Question 3, so this one's in your papers online. Which of the following coastal processes had the most impact on shaping the land? So when you look at this, does it look like it's mostly been coastal erosion or coastal deposition? Okay, so you'll actually need to write the answer. There's no point ticking the answer. Then you must explain your answer. All right, you can get back there. All right, so depending on the process that you go for, to prove that that process has had more impact on shaping the land, what you want to do is find landforms associated with that process. So if you've gone for coastal deposition, then you would want to find beaches, sandspits, tombolos. Now, can you see any of those? I'll leave you answer that yourselves. If you went for coastal erosion, then what you'd want to do is say, I know coastal erosion has had most impact because there are many features of coastal erosion. So what are the features of coastal erosion? Can you see sea stacks? Can you see cliffs? Can you see headlands? Okay, so that's what you want to do, is you want to be able to identify features that match that process. Okay, so I want about 2 developed points on this one. Alrighty. One of your points could be saying, I can see that there are landforms of coastal erosion or coastal deposition, but you could also say the fact that there are no landforms of the opposite process. Did you get me drift there? Did you get me longshore drift there? Alright, question 4 then. So again, this is one from your sample papers. At which site on the map extract above A or B is coastal deposition more likely to take place? So you're answering question 4, A1, and then your answer will either be A or B. State one reason why deposition is likely to occur. Now, for this one here, your one reason isn't, I know it's deposition because there is a beach. It's asking you why. Why is deposition happening there? And I'm talking about here. So you're in a bay. What are the conditions like in a bay that might lead to deposition? So I want you to think about the wave, so the conditions there, the wave type, and then link that in with the question. Okay, so compared to out here, for example, what might it be like in there? What type of waves? Circle any 2 processes of coastal erosion listed in the box below. And then finally, a longish question. Standing on George's Head at Q, I hope nobody's actually standing on George's Head. I hope George is okay. They haven't squashed him. Standing on George's Head at Q 8761. Where is 61? Okay, so hang on, I'm just going to get rid of these scribbles and we'll go back there. So you're standing here. Okay, and you are looking south down the coastline. So here's our north arrow, so south is that direction. So we're looking this way down the coastline. It says the impact of coastal erosion and deposition. So they're talking about both processes can be seen. Explain how one of these processes has shaped the landscape, and you must refer to the extract in your answer. Right, so looking down this direction here, I think the easiest one to go for is probably erosion. Okay, so what you want to do is, for the explanation, is identify features of erosion. Okay, so first of all, state that you're going for this one here, so chosen process, and then identify some features of erosion. So can you see any cliffs there? All right. Can you see any sea stacks or sea stumps? Could you even be awesome and identify a wave cut platform? Now, it's not enough just to say I see these features of erosion, because in your papers, I've just chopped off this bit here. There's about 12 lines to fill. Okay, so once you've identified the features of erosion, you then state that they would have been formed by processes of erosion. Okay, and you need to give details about this. So do you remember the 4 processes? How did those processes form any landform that you've identified? Okay, so sorry, let me just recap that again. So standing here, looking south down the coast, the impact of coastal erosion deposition can be seen. Explain how one of these has shaped the coastline. Okay, so I would go for, I'm just going to start you off on the next slide actually here. Okay, so you would go for something like, can I type on this? No, I can't. Sugar. Let me go back. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to add a new one and help you out with this. So, question 4. Okay, so start off by clearly identifying which process it is that you're going to examine. And let me just get typing here. So, I can see, so sorry, chosen process equals erosion. And then in the next part, what you're going to say is, I can see features of erosion. Okay, and then identify them and give 6-figure grid refs. Okay, then in the next point, what you're going to do is you're going to say one of these features, okay, a cliff. So make sure you identify a cliff up here. Is formed by ... And what you're going to do is give summary of cliff formation and make sure you include description of erosion processes. So what are they? E.g. hydraulic action, abrasion, compressed air. Okay, so that's going to be a long enough answer. All right. So remember now that is answering part C. So I should probably put C there. All right, so that should start you off with that. Sorry, that should be chosen process. So when you get to this bit here, that should help you out there. Now, these are going to go up as an assignment, but like I said, it will be much easier if you put these into a copybook or on a page first and then type them into assignments. Where is my assignments gone? Okay, hang on, I'm going to pause this. Okay, sorry, just wanted to show you the assignment. So this is what it looks like. So I've just given each question its own little slot, but the thing is, it's going to be really difficult for you to see this on the actual assignment. So that's why you need to do it using the PowerPoint or the PDF. And the PDF is, hang on, I find the PDF. Sorry now. Let's see. Okay, so this will also go up on Teams. Okay, so the PDF is there as well, but I think this will be way easier if you just do the PowerPoint and pause it and then answer the questions. Now, I will need you to clearly identify your answers. So when you're entering your answer here, I want you to use 1, 2, and 3, A, B, C, and D, etc. When you're answering here, it's A, B, C, D. When you're answering here, you're writing either coastal deposition or erosion, then explaining your answer. And then for this one here, this is the most complicated one. It's A, 1 and 2, B and C. So please make sure that you just put the correct numbers on your answers so I am able to grade them correctly. Okay, so that is, I'm actually going to post this on Thursday and put both of them up, and I want this in by Friday, 4 o'clock. That would be amazing. Yeah, that would be great, so I can get them corrected and I can take some time off next week. Yay, midterm. If anybody's stuck on this, drop me a line. I'm happy to guide you through it individually, but just get it done.